This guy very carefully used an ear pick to scoop out some explosives. Then he gently placed the explosives on the dagger. Even though it's just earwax-sized explosive, once it gets hit by external force, it can produce the same explosive power as a nuclear bomb. Then the colonel loaded explosives into his gloves and boots, and the reason he's doing this is just to be able to defeat the world's strongest creature, Yujiro Hanma. Turns out a long time ago, Yujiro made a deal with the colonel. If the colonel wants to maintain their friendship, then the colonel has to find a way to beat Yujiro once every year, no matter what weapons he uses. Even nuclear bombs are totally fine. The colonel, fully armed, quietly waited for Yujiro to show up, but suddenly a man's voice came from behind him. The colonel quickly turned around and was shocked to find Yujiro had somehow suddenly appeared behind him. Luckily Stridum reacted fast enough and managed to create some distance, otherwise all this preparation would have been for nothing. But who would have thought Yujiro started laughing out loud.
This time what? What you got planned, huh? No, wait, never mind. You don't have to tell.
Facing Yujiro's mockery, the colonel stayed completely calm, but the next second Yujiro suddenly kicked the colonel's helmet clean off. The colonel was completely stunned. Compared to his previous battles with Yujiro, this time the colonel felt even more pressure. But to keep their promise, the colonel had to throw at least one punch no matter what. No matter how strong Yujiro is, he's still human. He didn't believe there was any carbon-based lifeform that explosives couldn't handle. But before he could finish talking, his armor split in half. To keep Yujiro from seeing the fear in his heart, the colonel banged his fists together to pump himself up, but forgot his gloves were packed with explosives. This IQ is really concerning. Maybe bullying weaklings was just too boring. This time Yujiro decided to take on some real competition. He went to Arizona State Prison, planning to have a real man-to-man showdown with Oliva. Seeing this, Oliva didn't waste words. He took off his shirt and revealed his perfectly sculpted muscles. But looking at Oliva's dead muscle mass, Yujiro's face was full of contempt. Then Oliva got into position. The world's strongest creature, Yujiro Hanma, versus America's strongest fighter, Oliva, who's really got the better skills. Oliva mobilized all his muscles and threw a fierce punch at Yujiro, but he never expected Yujiro's punching speed to be this fast. Just in that split second of contact, Oliva got knocked flying several meters away. After getting up, Oliva couldn't help but admire the power of that punch. Looks like he got careless. If it's about raw strength, he definitely wouldn't lose. At this moment both men kept rising in their respective levels, but suddenly Yujiro started putting in effort. Oliva's level actually started dropping, with just a 0.01 centimeter difference. This battle of the world's strongest still ended with Oliva's defeat. Meanwhile, Baki was in his basement at home, starting to use his demon brain for simulation training. Baki didn't dare relax for a second. Every cell in his body was in maximum tension. Gradually phantoms started appearing in this dark room, and what Baki conjured up with his demon brain was actually his father, Yujiro Hanma. But this still wasn't enough. The real Yujiro is way stronger than this, more agile, more cunning. Just as Baki's nerves were at maximum tension, suddenly the phantom launched a vicious attack on Baki. The speed was so fast Baki couldn't react in time. He could only passively block with his arms. In an instant the whole earth shook.